and welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Dane, coming to you, as always, from the Local Study Centre of Aberdeenshire Library Services. In 1745, Charles Edward Stuart, the Bonnie Prince, sailed to Scotland from France and raised his standard in Glenfinnan on the shores of Loch Shiel. Highland chiel and lowland laird alike flocked to the prince's banner in a romantic notion to restore the Stuarts to the throne. Tragically, the Jacobite dream of a Stuart restoration came to a bloody end on the field of Culloden. The surviving Jacobites took to the heather and fled. Some were caught and executed, some escaped to France, and some others managed to hide under the noses of the Hanoverians and lived out their life, albeit as a fugitive, on their own lands. One such individual was Alexander Forbes, Lord Pitsligo. Born in 1678 to a staunch Jacobite family, Alexander became the 12th Laird at an early age, after the death of his father, and was sent to France to further his education. He returned to Scotland in 1700. Known simply as Pitsligo, he soon became well loved, admired, and respected by the people around him. Pitsligo joined the 1715 Jacobite rebellion, and then sailed to the continent when that venture failed. He traveled around Europe before returning to Scotland in 1720 and became something of a recluse. In 1745, the Jacobean drums beat again, and Pitsligo, aged 67, answered the call, despite protestations of his wife. Pitsligo raised a cavalry regiment, called Pitsligo's Horse, and enjoyed initial success in the early days of the rebellion. However, success was short-lived. The Stuart cause ended at Culloden, and the supporters of Prince Charlie that survived went on the run. A fortunate few, including the prince himself, managed to escape to France. Pitsligo, however, returned to his native Aberdeenshire and lived a life of a fugitive in hiding for the next 16 years, often under the very noses of the government troops that were hunting him. On several occasions, Pitsligo nearly fell into the hands of the Hanoverian soldiers, sometimes escaping by the skin of his teeth. It was much to the credit of the folk living on Pitsligo's estate that they never turned him in. Such was the love and respect they had for their laird. Pitsligo's life on the run ended in December of 1762, when the Laird of Pitsligo, at the age of 84, died. When the body of Pitsligo was laid to rest, crowds descended on the graveyard, and many of those who knew him by reputation only openly wept. There is so much more to the life and exploits of Alexander Forbes, Lord Pitsligo, that can be fit into this short podcast. The Local Studies Centre has several books about Lord Pitsligo if one wishes to learn more about this extraordinary individual. Thank you for listening, and please join me again next time. Bye for now.